Hello everyone. Now we are moving on to the section 2. That's the foundation of data analysis. In that, section 2 is understanding the nature of data. This is the lecture 3. In the previous slides, we have seen about what is data analysis, what are the types of data analysis available. Those things we have seen in the previous lectures. Now we are going to move on just to understand about the data. The data is nothing but the collection of facts, statistics, and values used for analysis and decision making. What's the main importance of data is it is a raw material for all data science, and it is a machine learning. We can use the machine learning method and we can go for analytics workflow. The main source of data is sensors, websites, surveys, social media, business transaction, etc. And what are the major categories of data available? Structured data, unstructured data. Structured data is nothing but it is defined clearly, easily searchable, and stored in a row and column format. The examples are databases, Excel sheet, etc. And in the unstructured data, there is no predefined format for the data, and it is unorganized data. It requires processing to analyze. Example, emails, images, videos, PDFs, etc. Semi-structured data is also available, which falls between both types. Example, JSON and XML file. In that, the main types of data are quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative data refers to the numerical information like weight, height, etc. Qualitative data refers to the non-numerical information like opinion, perception, etc. And in the main category, we have categorical data, numerical data. Categorical data is based on defined category. Numerical data is based on numerics. In under numeric, we have discrete data and continuous data. And we have other types of data, nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. So what is nominal is nothing but it classifies into several distinct categories. So this will not have any ranking criteria for classifying the data like gender, marital status. We will not have any ranking. And in the ordinary scale, we will have the ranking, the same distinct categories, but it will be classified based on the ranking. Example, faculty rank, professor, associate professor, assistant professor, student grade A, B, C, D, like that. Interval scale is nothing but we have an ordered scale during in which we have the difference between the measurement as a meaningful quantity, but the measurement does not have a true 0 point. For example, the temperature, years, like that. And ratio scale is nothing but the comparison between the measurement, which is also having the meaningful quantity. The example like age, according to the age, what is the salary? According to the experience, according to the wage, like that, we will have the ratio. And what is the data processing cycle? The first process is data acquisition, which is the collection of raw data from various resources. The resources it might be the sensor readings, scrubbing web data, or gathering information through surveys and application logs. And the next thing is data preparation. Here, the raw data will be inherently messy and it requires cleaning and pre-processing before analysis. The stage involves identifying and handling the missing values, correcting inconsistencies, and formatting data into a consistent structure. And next thing is data input. After pre-processing, we are going to load the data into a suitable format for the further process and analysis. This involves converting the data into a machine readable format and it will store in a database or data values. Next thing is data process. The data process will have many manipulation and transformation. It includes aggregation, filtering, sorting, and feature engineering. Those types we will see in the next lectures. Data output is nothing but the transformed data which is used for analyzed using various techniques to generate the insights and the knowledge from the data. in this data output process, it will include statistical analysis, visualization technique, and predictive models. And finally, the data storage. After generating the output, the data will be stored in a secure and accessible format for the future use, reference, or feeding the data for the further analysis. And the difference between the information and data is nothing but the unstructured information like text, observations, images, symbols, and description, etc. So which does not provide a specific function or has no meaning on its own. Information, it refers to processed, it will be organized, and it is a structured data. And purpose of data is to develop an idea and conclusion from the variables. And information is a meaningful data. The nature of data will be like a text and numerical value. The information is refined the form of actual data. And the dependence of data, this does not rely on information, but the information relies on the data. The measurement of the data will be in bits and bytes. The information will be measured in time, quality, like that. And the structure of the data will be tabular data, graphs, and data trees like that. The information will be in the form of ideas and thoughts. The purpose of data, which does not have any specific purpose, but the information have the structure, language, ideas, and thoughts. Since it is having the language, ideas, and thoughts, it carries the meaningful information that has been assigned by interpreting the data. The knowledge level of data is low level. For information, it is a second level of knowledge. From the data, we cannot give the proper decision, but from the information, you can take the decision. The meaning of data is a collection of facts. It has no meaning, but the information will have the meaning. Example of data, the student test score. Information of the example of information is the average scores of class that derived from the given data. How do we analyze the data? First thing, we have to define the goal. According to the goal, we have to generate the questions. According to the questions, we have to collect the answers. For example, customer behavior or make the forecast. And clearly, we defined the goal. Indeed, the practical analysis techniques will be the key factor to align them. And the next thing is choose the right techniques, right technique. Choosing the appropriate technique is essential one for data analysis. Here we have the subcategories: statistical analysis, machine learning, data mining, data visualization. Every technique have many methods that will be discussed in the further slides, further lectures. Third thing is explore and clean the data. Before engaging the data into deep analysis, we have to perform the cleaning process. That's why we are using EDA, like to discovery of missing value, graphic distribution, and to figure out what the entire data are about. So for that, we have to explore and clean the data. And after cleaning the data, we have to perform the analysis. Once all the techniques have been chosen, the data cleaning took place, then you can go straight to the data processing itself. Among other techniques, the performance analysis means by performing the analysis is an important phase, which can be the advanced regression or machine learning algorithms, we can use it. And finally, after perform the analysis, we have to interpret the result to give the outcome from the analysis. Then we have to communicate the insights to take advanced decision making. And thank you. So whatever we discussed in this slide, what are the methods, mathematical methods, means the computational methods, statistical analysis that we have to learn as a beginner will be discussed in the upcoming slides. Every phase of this data analysis process will be used by different types of methodologies. So the basic methodologies we must know before to continue with the data analysis. The basic technical concepts will be discussed in the upcoming slides. Thank you.